Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us in week 6 recap of the Financial Literacy Workshop at Galvanize, New York City. My name is Jonathan Abu, and I am joined by Peter Johnson, founder of Fulfill Your Project. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you for having me.
So how was today's class? How'd you enjoy it?
Today's class was amazing.
Yeah?
Aside from the fact that my mind is blown.
Yeah.
From the wealth of information I got today, it was amazing.
That's great. That's great. And I'm just kind of touching on the topic of wealth, right? Because something about wealth is we have to always reprogram our mind to a wealth mindset,
100%.
right? So thinking in a wealth mindset, because some of us are employees, right? We work for someone, and some of us actually own our own business. So if I work for someone, what should I be doing with the wealth mindset with like my benefits? So my 401k, for example, what does Sean talk about today?
So Sean mentioned the fact that we should be maxing out our contributions to our 401ks. As an employee, of course, because even some companies are matching your contribution to your 401k. They're 10% on the dollar. You can't beat that. You know? And as an entrepreneur, you should be maxing out your contributions to IRAs.
Right. So my retirement account, I should be kind of thinking about that on that level as well.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So the wealth mindset, right? And he did mention that a lot of people that the wealthiest people right now in the world own property.
Right.
They have real estate, so they're focused on that. So everyone watching, we're trying to go to that level. We're trying to get to that, go on that route. Excuse
100%.
me. So I own some property. I shouldn't be thinking about buying and flipping. I should be thinking about buying and keeping.
Yeah.
So I keep my property, but how should I be relating to that property? What should I be doing?
It's a reoccurring theme. Last week we saw how we shouldn't be quick to sell our properties. This week he was just telling us about the game. You know, a lot of these wealthy individuals they acquire a lot of debt, but if you think about it,
good debt. Yeah.
Exactly.
And
to that point, it's a matter of understanding the game, right? So, for example, a lot of people refinance their properties.
Right.
They refinance their properties to take out debt. They take out a loan, which is tax-free. So now, when people are telling you, hey, Trump doesn't pay taxes, Kiyosaki doesn't pay taxes, they're playing a game, once they refinance, they get that money out, they're using that same money to buy new properties. They're doing the same thing, it's just a game. So, but once you tap into that wealth mindset, you're able to understand how that game works.
I see that one thing I love about this class was Sean gave an example about his property in Barbados. So the fact that he has an Airbnb and he kind of gets some incremental income from there as well.
I mean, it's also understanding your resources, the things that you have access to, right? He has access to Airbnb on his phone, and he sees he can utilize that resource to his advantage, and he's doing that. He has tenants, people that are booking his apartment in Barbados for every night. He's making bank from that, right? It's just a matter of understanding your resources. Even back to that 401k thing, hey, your company's matching 10%. Oh, please. I'm contributing all the why not?
For sure.
So
now, okay, for people listening, don't be overwhelmed, right? It depends on where you are in the game, because again, it is a game and there's a process. And Sean is someone that's in the state, maybe step 3 or 4 in this process. And if you're watching, you may be in your 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever decade you represent, and there's certain steps in which you should be at, right? You should be following. So, would you happen to remember what he mentioned?
Oh, we took notes.
We took some notes, right? Got you.
Yeah.
What's
we took some notes so Sean kind of gave us his idea of what we should be doing in each of the decades of our life.
So I'm in my 20s.
So in your 20s, he said it's our foundation. The foundation years where we are always learning. We're education is important. Just increasing our worth. Then he goes to the 30s where we're establishing multiple streams of revenue. We're taking a lot of risks. We're, thinking about investing heavily, and going into our 40s is growing your brand, knowing your niche, and growing that, right? Growing your brand. 50s is when you're kind of you can relax a little bit because your money is working for
For
you
you.
at that time.
Yeah.
So this is Sean's idea of how we should be looking at our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good way to be looking at it.
Yeah, and again, this is just a template. It depends on wherever, again, you fall right now. Some people are late in the game, some people a little bit earlier. So it's just a process and beginning with a foundation and understanding and unlearning and relearning certain things. So listen, man, thank you so much for relaying that information on Sean's behalf. I appreciate you for joining us. And I'm going to catch you guys next week for week 7. Have a good night.